Good evening and welcome to my industry case study. I am Pablo Orozco and I am part of Group 3. My dream job is to be an artist, like a singer-songwriter. And being an artist entails a lot. It is a tough job. There is a lot of performing, a lot of recording to do. There are many skills like being able to play an instrument, being able to maybe sing or produce and compose, and the ability to network and collaborate with others. Sometimes there are things that aren't necessarily musically related that are very important for an artist, and those are photo shoots, meet and greets, and booking times for venues or studios. I want to be an artist because I love the creativity that I am able to have as an artist. I can put my thoughts and ideas into my music and help others relate their thoughts and ideas to those as well. On my way to being an artist, I am looking forward to being a mix engineer. A mix engineer is somebody who combines all the sonic components of any piece of recorded music, and they balance it all together. No schooling is necessarily required, as seen with Mike Dean, who graduated high school and just dove straight into the industry and became the super popular mix engineer and producer that he is now. Something that might help is having a certificate in a certain DAW, like Pro Tools. It just shows proficiency and it looks good on a resume. Skills that a mix engineer needs to have are ear training, networking, musical knowledge, problem solving, time management, and uniqueness, because everybody needs to have their own flair and everybody needs to know when to stop tweaking the song. On average, mix engineers typically make about $53,000 a year. There are those who are extremely successful that make millions, but starting out, you might make a little less or a little bit more than $53,000. There are many pros and cons, like having flexible hours, but with those flexible hours come in like unsteady pay rates, and every payment is different, and so it just gets difficult. You have to be very consistent with your clients. Somebody that I look up to as a mix engineer / producer and songwriter is Dan Nigro. He has worked with artists like Alexander 23, Olivia Rodrigo, and Conan Gray. He spends a lot of his time in the studio just being able to pick artists' brains apart so that they can open up and pour their thoughts into their songs, and that he can correlate that with music and then just combine everything together to make it sound super good, as seen in this next video.
The track.
And this was the original guitar that we wrote it to.
Which is really cool.
I know, I always like this one. I had the original version of the song, like the very first demo that I don't think anybody ever even like heard this version.
I've never
except
heard
for me and maybe you.
I don't even think I have.
So this is the original idea.
Strawberry eye.
As you can see, Dan Nigro goes through so many different takes and just knows when to stop and when to decide this one is the one that sounds the best. Another industry that I might explore on my way to being an artist is the movie industry, with the opportunity to be a Foley artist. Foley artists basically make and recreate the sounds that you hear in everyday life, but instead they just match it to the video that was recorded. No education is necessary, but there are many skills that are very important to a Foley artist. Those being coordination, to be able to match sound and audio and video actually, creativity, strong work ethic, being a team player, having technical knowledge like sound editing and like being able to work with mics, attention to detail, and time management, because there are plenty of turnarounds and due dates for all of the work that you have as a Foley artist. A Foley artist typically makes about $65,000 a year. It is a very physically demanding job because sometimes you have to lug heavy items around, or just you're constantly on your feet making different types of sounds. It is very stressful hours working the day and night to be able to make the turnarounds that producers come to you with. And it's not always consistent pay because producers aren't always making movies every single season of the year. Somebody that is a really famous and well-known Foley artist is Andy Malcolm. He's worked on movies like Barbie, Dune, Blade Runner 2049, and Alice in Wonderland. Andy Malcolm spends so much time in his studio working with props, coordinating sound to video. He actually says that he walks better in heels with his wife because of the amount of heels that he has had to walk in for the movies that he has worked in. So ladies and gentlemen, that is all I have for the industry case study. I want to thank Group 3 for working so hard and diligently to set this up and make it sound and look amazing. Thank you. Have a great night.